Hey, Samantha. This is the
Hi,
real deal.
Livy.
I'm monthly live. So,
Hi,
how was your
Vanessa.
May?
Um, I feel like, does May count as summer? I know in some places it's really hot, so I feel like it's already slowed down a little bit.
Okay. All right. I don't have a good gauge of it since I was coming off of like a trip and stuff, but I can tell you I am 42% down for May.
Ooh.
42%. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a
Mm.
little rough. But I'll talk about kind of why and what I'm doing to get out of that funk. So I see you already popped a question in the chat here. Can't wait to hang out with all of you to start the chat. Let us know if you've done any sourcing lately. Consignment drops count. Woo! All right.
The real question I was going to put in there as I was trying to eat some lunch real quick was, do people prefer Miracle Whip or mayonnaise? That was really what was going through my brain. But I feel like that didn't really have to do with us, so okay.
Yeah, the people want to know sometimes. So what do you prefer, Miracle Whip or mayo?
Miracle Whip. I need to have that tangy zip.
Oh, the tangy zip, a Miracle Whip. Um, I know I mayonnaise all of the way,
Oh,
all of the way. Homemade is even better, but yeah, definitely could do without the Miracle Whip. But we always had both in my house because my dad only likes Miracle Whip. And
there we go.
now that it's tomato
Oh.
season, he has to have his fresh tomato slice on a piece of toasted white bread with Miracle Whip. Yes.
So my husband is the opposite. He loves toast and tomato sandwiches. That's like his favorite summertime thing as well.
Mhm.
But he has to have mayonnaise. Mayonnaise and lots of pepper.
Yeah, I would do mayo too. All right, Vanessa
Kristen
says,
heard us talking about food, so she's here. Hi, Kristen.
"Hey, Kristen, Duke's mayo. That is Molly's favorite. She introduced me to that Duke's mayo, and I think that's more of a southern thing, although it is coming up a little bit north here."
There is like a cult following for Duke's mayo. It's definitely
Okay,
not available up here, but people love it.
I was only finding it in the Dollar Tree store
Oh,
around
here.
here. Now you can get it different places, but yeah, I'd have to buy it in the Dollar Tree to make Molly happy. Yes. Because it's all about making Molly happy sometimes.
Always. For those of you that miss Molly, she will be on with me in Friday for
Yeah.
sure. I don't know if she's going to join us any other time, but she will definitely be on Friday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern as we do our wrap up for the week, our little Friday list with us.
TGIF, baby.
Yes.
Talk Giggle Ignite Friday.
She still hasn't listed that train as of yesterday. So if she hasn't listed it or is not listing it on Friday, you will witness me yelling at her in a nice way, but still, like, what the heck?
Oh my gosh, no. All right, I might have to. I'll be on the road, but I might just have to tune in for that. I might have to pull over and tune
Right?
in for that because I'm going to be shocked if she has the train listed. Go ahead, weigh in the comments. Let us know. Molly bought this. She's out in Washington State. She has to travel cross country back home, flying. And she bought this ginormous train set that she
Hmm.
said she was going to sell while she's there, but she hadn't listed it as of yet. I don't think she's going to list it. I don't know. What do you think, Samantha?
She better list it on Friday or
Nobody tell her because she won't show up if she knows Samantha's going to yell at her. So, shh. Okay. Vanessa said she did some awesome Easter thrifts. The box will be on its way soon. Oh, that's fun. Awesome. Yeah. I got a large influx of larger items, but I'm going to talk about that in a little bit and why Samantha's going to be quite pleased with me. All right.
Hi, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa,
I am in the
welcome,
Upper
welcome.
Peninsula of Michigan, so actually somewhat close to you. I consider that close. Other people would be like, that's 10 hours away.
And I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm in the Scranton area of Pennsylvania. Yeah. So I could just take 80 across. The only place I really go in Ohio is Akron. My cousins live in Akron, so we'll go out there occasionally. But that's on the very east side of Ohio. I don't know that I've ever been that far west in Ohio.
I'm from Michigan, so I try to avoid Ohio at all costs, but no, I'm just teasing.
Oh
I've
my
been all
God.
over Ohio. I love it.
Is that a sports
Have I?
thing? Are you doing
It
sports
is,
ball
it
talk?
is a
Okay.
sports thing. Go blue.
All right. I'll just tune
We're
out.
number
Go
one.
ahead.
So, Vanessa, I said hi to you when we very first started. like, she's like, you skipped me.
No, we would never skip you, Vanessa. Oh my gosh.
Oh, gosh.
Especially not with comments like that. I was a Hellman's fan until I found out Duke's is better for you. I don't know
Really?
that any mayonnaise is
Like,
really good for you. Like, so when I used to do
avocado
Weight
mayo.
Watchers, avocado mayo. That's not really mayo though. But anyway, when I used to do Weight Watchers, right, they always say there was nothing like you couldn't eat, right? Like you just fit it into your daily plan, whatever. But mayo was so high with the point system, it was like you could not fit it into your day. Like it's that bad. It would be like a teaspoon would be like 3 points or something ridiculous. I mean, way
Yeah.
back then. I don't know if they've changed it, but
Oh, it's probably still ridiculous. So the reason I was thinking about mayo before I started is because I'm eating a packet of tuna. Normally, I put Newman's Own olive oil and vinegar dressing, and I put a little bit of that in here, and that's what I eat it. And I'm eating it on my seaweed wrapper thingies,
wow.
seaweed snackers. And today I went down to the fridge to add my olive oil and vinegar, and I was out. So then I just went for a big old heaping tablespoon of Miracle Whip right off the deep end.
All right. Lisa said our high school is on the famous Route 127. We are a 50-50 Mayo Hellman's Miracle Whip house. Yes.
Same here.
All right. Oh, now I want a tomato sandwiches. Our tomatoes aren't anywhere near ripe yet, but
Our
I'll be looking forward to it.
growing. So I want to go back to Ohio real quick because Lisa, you just now discovered us. I do sometimes talk smack about Ohio because I am from Michigan and it's my God-given right, really. But you are allowed to talk smack about me too. And I do love Ohio. When I was on my honeymoon years ago, we stumbled upon some covered bridges in Kentucky, and I Googled like covered bridges near me. I had no idea how many there were in Ohio. We spent literally an entire day just going all over Ohio looking at covered bridges. So I do have a fondness for Ohio a little bit, but don't tell anybody.
Well, I want to say that Pennsylvania is the queen of covered bridges. I'm pretty sure that we have the most covered bridges. So
and
not
tunnels.
to talk smack about Ohio or anything, and I might be wrong. Fact check me, because I won't get on the sports ball talk and all that. I can't stand it. But Molly and Samantha are so into sports, and they'll be like talking. I just like literally tune out and do something else. I just can't get into it. Can't get into it.
All right. We should probably talk about reselling. So far, we've covered.
I really want to know about your May. Well, Mayo. We're talking about Mayo. Oh. Like it all comes together. Yeah. See what you did there? Yeah. Excellent segue. How was your May? Now that we know about your Mayo.
Oh, Mayo. My May. I mean, it wasn't terrible. eBay was steady-ish. So it's hard to compare my numbers because I'm still growing. So every time I compare to this time last year, it's like, you're up 200%. And I'm like, that's great. But like, it could be better. Like it wasn't a great month. So I don't know my percentages. I feel like, I mean, eBay was like 95% because all of my other platforms like dropped off. However, I have not been cross-listing consistently. I'm very sporadic lately with my Mercari and Poshmark cross listing. So that's my own fault. I've been selling a couple a week on there, but nothing to write home about.
Yeah, but I mean, your goal for the year has to do with eBay. So, kudos for you for focusing your efforts there.
It
I said that with a
does.
question mark because I could see the look on your face.
Yeah. So my goal this year was to double my eBay and do it, and I'm
Mhm.
way behind on that, as we discussed in our Patreon in multiple ways.
Yeah.
But that was that was supposed to be in addition to all my other platforms, because that eBay goal alone is not enough. Like that, eBay is normally like, 50 or 60% of my
Mhm.
overall with all my other platforms and like local selling and stuff. So yeah, I'm apparently I'm not juggling very well. So I'm working on my time blocking and juggling better so that I can cross list
Juggle
the way
better.
I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
So this week I've been cross listing. I've been, even this morning, I've already put stuff on other platforms and I got my eBay stuff done. So we're chugging
Yeah.
along. But May was
I like that eBay
oh,
is coming first. I like that eBay is coming. I
yes.
mean, I think it always kind of has with you, but
Yeah. It's got
I
the most
like that
eyes. You
that's where the
gotta.
focus is. Yeah.
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 Hmm.
All right. So you're going to be focusing on that. Oh, yeah. Oh,
The
how
UP.
often are we live? So, all right. First of all, I've never been to the Upper Peninsula. I can't wait to go. Samantha showed us on our live on Sunday night photos from her hiking, and I need to get there. Oh, look, and there she goes, popping up another
Just
one. Yes.
just a
Yes.
normal Sunday hanging out in the UP, climbing rocks and cliffs.
I love it. And
And
how
then
often are we live?
as far as
So
the live
we
goes, I mean, go ahead.
All right, so we do every Friday. We switched it for the summer to be more of a happy hour, TGIF, and we do it at 3 p.m. Eastern. In the winters, it will be at 7 p.m. Eastern. So we do that every Friday. So make sure you like and subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. So you can see. So we are live on Fridays, and we just do a TGIF. We're listing. Sometimes we're unboxing. It's just like a wrap up of the week and getting our last minute push for the week and having some laughs along the way. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe definitely doing some listing.
Yeah.
Sometimes we
Oh
do
yeah.
live listing on
I
Fridays.
love
Yeah.
it. We're always like, how much do you think I should list this for? Or tell me, do you know what this is made out of? Like, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, we've had a lot of fun with that, and I think our viewers do as well, because I mean the comments and everything are great. And then every other Sunday we do a reseller reset where we go through our schedule for the week and we kind of talk about different time management techniques, how we're setting our week up, different challenges we might have. And then once a month, like this, we go through and we talk about the previous month and, what our sales were like, maybe different things that happened with the platforms, challenges. Yeah, just the month in review. Yeah. So I think
Hmm.
that summed it up pretty well.
That does sum it up. And people do not have to remember all of that, because we post a weekly calendar in our Patreon, which is
Oh,
free for
yeah.
you to view those things. Our coaching and our mastermind classes and that stuff, that comes with a fee and monthly tiers. But as far as our events and when we go live and all, that's all posted in the Patreon. And then we also have a private Facebook community where you can ask all kinds of questions, pick our brains, join in on discussions. And then I also post a list of events and things going on there as well.
Yeah. Samantha's on top of it. She's always posting links. We call her the link lady. There's a reason why we call you the link lady. All right. So did you have anything? Well, I'll tell you my numbers before we talk about significant things that happened in May. So,
Okay.
like I said, I was 42% down. A lot of that had to do with the fact that I had been traveling and trying to recover from that. So yeah, 42% is a very significant decrease. I'm hoping it is temporary, and I'm working on bringing them back up. So far, June is looking good and it's on track. And I just have to accept the fact that I took some time off, and I can't expect my numbers to be what they are when I'm putting in crazy hours. So eBay was 82% of my gross revenue, Poshmark 13%. Facebook Marketplace 3%, and Shopify 2%. So eBay coming in around 82%. When I was looking back, that was also my yearly average last year. It was at 82% for the year. So that's right on track. My Shopify, however, I've been talking a lot about Shopify includes like my live selling and things like that. And I kind of took a little bit of a hiatus there, and wasn't giving it my all. So that should be on the uptick in June. And I hope it just continues to climb. I'm putting a significant amount of effort into it because my mission is growing a community of circular conscious people. And that all has to do with community, live selling, those interactions. So that's where I want to put my effort and grow that number. And I'm going to continue to do that. I've had a couple of little challenges. We'll probably do a video on it. But yeah, so Facebook Marketplace was down this month. It's usually a little higher. However, Samantha, our Facebook Marketplace video, gave me an idea. I moved last year.
Okay.
So I post I post my big things, furniture, things I really don't want to ship to Facebook Marketplace, right? And I do fine. I sell. Oh yeah, Vanessa, it will climb. $1 at a time. So my Facebook Marketplace, when we recorded that episode, I kind of made an excuse and said, well, I moved last year. I wasn't sharing to local groups through Facebook Marketplace. I was just posting on the marketplace, and that was fine because I never set up my local groups or found out which ones and what the rules were. So I went through last week and I found about 7 groups that I wanted to post my larger items to. I read the rules and I started actively posting to them last week. So yeah, I've gotten a little bit of engagement from that. That's good.
Awesome.
Yeah, thank you for that tip. It was, it took me maybe like an hour to go through them and figure out the right ones, but it'll be so worth it because it also gets my business name out there. But you still owe me a tutorial, a List Perfectly tutorial, so I can add the little footer to the bottom of just my Facebook Marketplace listings that say the name of my business and website and stuff like that. So not that I can't figure it out. I just really like somebody to hold my hand and teach me.
Well, and it's like one of those like little known things that people don't realize it's an option on List Perfectly, or they don't think of that way to use it until they see somebody else using it like that. And then they're like, oh, I didn't think about that. So I really do need to make that video after the garage sale. The garage sale is becoming very real to me, and I might be panicking a little bit on the inside. So after the garage sale.
After the garage sale, that is where your focus needs to be right now. Yeah. So aren't you proud of me that I did that?
I am. Yeah. That's super exciting. That's a lot of groups. And it's nice once you like thoroughly go through them and see which ones are going to work. Like that's the key. I mean, I was in a ton of them before, but that like if they're going to reject your stuff, or there's one recently that they have to approve all the posts, and they used to be really quick with it. And now it's like a week later before they approve it. So I'm actually thinking about getting rid of that group because by the time they approve my items,
sold someplace else. By the time
they're irrelevant. Yeah. So you just got to pay attention to stuff like that as you do the Facebook groups. But I have like those like 5 or 6 that are like my go-tos. And I mean, when in doubt, just create your own Facebook groups because I mean, 3 of those 6 are mine. So
yeah, I'm excited for the potential about that. And also I think it's going to get my name out a little bit more here. Since I am in a new location, like people in the, Lehigh Valley in Conshohocken area knew of my business. Here it's a little bit newer, so I think it'll help, especially to put that footer on the Facebook marketplace messages.
Yes.
And my
you can
website is
point
under
people to your
construction. So
your new website. You can point them to that.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. It's going to change a lot of my marketing. A lot of the inserts I put, the thank yous, the way I market to local people, where I direct them, because now I'll have a shoppable website. So after that's done, I'm going to have to take a look at my marketing materials and really direct that. So that should help those sales come up as well. And so that's.
I didn't really have anything. I didn't really have anything to write home about in May. Like nothing crazy. I don't feel like I had any crazy sales. I feel like I've talked about it a lot, but I don't remember exactly where. We talk about so much in our Patreon that by the time we get to this, I'm like, did I tell everybody about it 10 times? But when my daughter and her family came to visit from Wisconsin, I had posted a bunch of stuff to Facebook, and then they surprised us and made a trip over. So I was like trying to do some deals, but also spend time with them. So my granddaughter thinks that I sell everywhere. Grandma works everywhere. Grandma can work from the park. Grandma can work from the grocery store parking lot. Like everywhere we went, Grandma was selling somebody something out of the trunk. Like it was hilarious. Ended up seeing someone I knew somewhere, and we're having a conversation about consignment and how the business is going. And Aspen comes running up and she's like, my grandma works everywhere and she loves it. I'm like, yes, yep, okay, there we go. That sums up my life. There we go.
You need to have her do a little commercial for you. How cute
I know, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So my favorite sale was a vintage Sesame Street playset. It had like 2 buildings. I think it was just 1 building, but it opened up and it had all these different little cars and stuff that went with it, and all the Sesame Street characters. And it wasn't a complete set, but it had pieces from other sets and stuff too. It was a big mishmash of Sesame Street. And I had listed it everywhere. I thought for sure it was going to sell immediately months ago. So someone messaged me on Facebook locally and said, hey, I see you have this listed for 110. Are you firm on that? And I said, no, I'm definitely open to local offer or local pickup offers and bundle deals. And I pointed them to my website and all that. And they offered me 90 and said they would pick it up the same day, which ended up being in the park at 7 p.m. when we were playing, but they picked that up. And then my favorite part of that was I never thought that would sell for that much locally. So I just love those little surprises. Like it made sense online, but not locally. The best part was that consigner saw that it sold in her account, brought me more Sesame Street toys a couple weeks later. And I messaged him and said, hey, I'm going to list these for, around this price online, or you can have it for this price if you want it and pick it up locally. And he said, oh, absolutely. And he came and got it that day. And he was also, I also like camping stuff. We like to hike. Let me know if you get this in. Let me know if you get that in. Feel free to message me. And so, yeah, it was I have no idea. I've never met this guy in my life. But I say that because I live in a very small town and I know everybody. But yeah, it was a great sale, another quick sale, love quick sales, and then a good connection for future stuff.
Good connection and a happy consigner.
Yeah. Yeah, it was all the way around. It worked out great.
Yeah. I mean, thank goodness for the consigner portal, right? So we use this. Our monthly lives are sponsored by Consign Cloud. It is our consignment software of choice. If you want to check it out, use the code chats for a discount, or just go and book a free consultation and see if it might work for you. It's a great inventory management system. It's great, but my favorite part of it is my consigners log in. They can see everything they have in inventory. They can see how much they've earned, what sold, and it's all real time. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about that this month and showing people what that looks like. So yeah, I mean, thank goodness for that. It saved me. I can't even tell you how much time in customer service and consignor service, and just log on to your portal.
And I love that you can customize the colors in the portal. So when they go to my website, everything's pink and cute and clean. And then they click on that link to see their portal because I have my terms and the link and all the stuff. And when they click on it to log in, I had a color match so that it looks like it's just another extension of my website. They don't even know that they're going to a different
Shoot,
website.
I didn't even do that yet.
Yeah, you put your name. I don't remember if there's a logo or not, but you put your name and everything on there. I think the logo's in there too. I don't remember. And then yeah, mine's pink, so it matches and it works great.
Oh, well, I need to get mine in brand colors. I didn't even realize that was an option. I haven't really played with it.
We won't tell Molly that you didn't know that. Gotta brand everywhere.
By the time she gets back, it's already going to be branded, and I have this little video I want to record that shows the consignor portal and stuff. So I'll brand it before I do that for sure. Yeah,
for sure.
So
I just want to go back. We kind of skipped over Vanessa saying, "Molly, ship it back." That's what I do. And I just want to say, she specifically bought this to not ship it back, and she will be shipping back enough other stuff because she's still sourcing. She's still over there sourcing. Yeah. Yesterday, she said she was sourcing, and I said, "Did you list the train?" And of course, she didn't. And I said, "I am literally waiting for my Walmart pickup order." And I was listing in my car, open my sunroof. I'm taking pictures of stuff that I had sourced the day before, but that's not the point. And I was listing it. And then I went to pick my nephew up later on, a few hours later, and grabbed something else from the back of my car and was listing it while I waited for him. So that's part of the reason that I am not letting her go on this train thing, is because she didn't want to ship it back. She needs to list it. There's no excuses. No excuses.
I mean, she's running out of time to sell it in Washington. So
right, exactly.
I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do with her. So I want to touch on briefly another. It's consignment related. It's also Consign Cloud related, but you can do this with other software as well. There was a lot of chatter about consignor bonuses, right, for using store credit. Like one of the cool things about consignment is you have built-in customers, right? Your consignors, the people that are dropping stuff off with you, are often also shopping with you. So it just creates this great circle. And there are ways that you can encourage people to spend store credit. Like I always say, I have one consignor, there's probably more than one, but one who's been with me for 12 years, consigned thousands of dollars worth of stuff, has never cashed out. He always spends it in store. Always spends it in the store. So, how do you do that? There are ways in the software. So like if I do it, I just, click a button and I say, store credit bonus for store credit bonus. And I give them an extra 10%. And I have that right in my terms. They get an extra 10% if they spend store credit, because that just keeps the money all here. And I think it's just a beautiful thing. So we've been chatting a lot about that. Yeah. And people had questions on how to do it, or there was one person that had said in the Consign Cloud community that she was having a little trouble communicating that to her consignors because, she used the example if they had $10 in store credit and they bought a $10 hat, they would have $1 left over on their account. And they weren't understanding the concept that they got a bonus for store credit. But I've never had that issue. I've never had anybody ask me that. I've never had them say that. So I was a little bit surprised by that. But if anybody knows the solution to that, go ahead, pop it in the comments.
For explaining that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do the same thing. I recently took mine off just because I was changing a bunch of things around and people weren't really using it. But I think I've been thinking about adding it back in and then just advertising it more. Because I have such regular customers that, there were a few that were shopping every month. But the problem is if I don't post a lot of auctions, that's where they were using it because they're local. They like the local pickup. and they would use it on their auctions, and they absolutely loved that. They could just go on Facebook, bid on a bunch of stuff, and then pick it up and use their discount stuff. So I think that's why it kind of dropped off, that people weren't using it for me, and I need to get back on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And there's a way to do it. I'm going to be implementing it in the next couple of weeks. A way to give them store credit on Shopify through using gift cards, because I'm transitioning my live selling software over to Shopify. So I'm going to have to, all of the loyalty points and all of that good stuff, I'm going to have to put in Shopify. I'm going to get to put in Shopify, not have to. I'm going to get to put that in Shopify so my customers can shop with it. Yeah, store credit is amazing. So we always had this joke in the store, like store credit is private, because we had a lot of, like, it was, Molly and her family would be in and out of the store. Molly was working there. My friend Polly and her family and her kids, right? And we always had this thing. One time Polly was working and Nick came in, Molly's husband, and he was like, oh, I want to get this. How much store credit does Molly have? Or how much store credit is on the account? And Polly told him, whatever it was, $50 or I don't know what it was. And so Nick went home and he was like, oh, so you have like $50 in store credit and I bought this. And she was like, she came in, she was on fire. She was like, store credit is private. That is not for family. Do never disclose what kind of store credit I have. So some people like hoard it, right? And they had to have like separate accounts from their spouses or their kids.
Yes.
And yeah, because it's like really a thing. Like people let it build up if they're waiting to make, a bigger purchase. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, but I do recommend separating out family members for that, because people get a little territorial about it.
So when my cousin was younger, she was just on my aunt's account. They would both donate stuff. She was, in high school or whatever. They would both donate stuff, and it just went to a group thing. Well, then as my cousin got older, she was spending all the money on the account. And finally, my aunt was like, she went to buy something from me, and she's like, well, how much do I have? And I was like, 50 cents. And she's like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we had to separate them. And then also her husband. There are 3 people in the family, and all 3 have a separate account because they all donate different things now, or, consign different things now. And they want control over that. It's very funny sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we all have separate, like I use my store credit account all the time. Like if I have items I buy at the auction, I go ahead and I put those on my consignment account. And then if I see something I like, I'll go ahead and spend that store credit. It might seem kind of silly, but it's like free shopping almost for me. I love it.
Yeah. My brother uses his for his internet bill because he lives with my father, and I signed my dad up for his internet and make sure it was all good to go. And my brother consigns with me. So now every time I go to pay him out, he's like, no, just pay the internet bill and then roll it in. So his internet bill comes out of that every month. And then he asked me the other day, he's like, we good for the internet? I'm like, you got a couple months worth in there. He's like, okay, that's all I need to know. I'll bring you some more stuff later. Like,
yeah, my kids would use theirs for their cell phone bills back when they paid their cell phone bills. Now, I don't know, somehow we just got out of that habit, but it was like an auto deduction every month for their cell phone. And they would, so they would always make sure they had enough money on their account.
Yeah.
Somehow I got lax between everything going on, and I no longer strictly enforce that. But yeah, there's so many things you can do with store credit. It's crazy.
I love it. Yes.
Yeah. Now they didn't get the bonus 10% for the cell phone bills or purchases like that.
No.
Just in-house purchases.
Right. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
All right.
So. Do you have anything that sold this month? Or you said your Sesame Street thing. That was neat. So I got to give out a shout out to Rosie, Crystal. What is it? Rosie's Closet?
Yes, Rosie's Closet, and she does also go by Rosie. So
yes. So she had I had a boatload of vintage clothing, and I had a couple things that were damaged. and I wasn't sure like where the line was, what to do. So she kind of gave me a little advice, and she did offer that I could send her it. I didn't need to. I looked at her stuff. I didn't want to take up her time, but what she said really helped a lot, and looking at her listings really helped me a lot. So I sold a 1960s like a caftan that was beautiful. That had rust marks on the shoulders from the hanger, and it must have been sitting on a metal hanger for a while. The hem was all damaged, but I sold that for $100, and it shipped out to Los Angeles, and I was absolutely thrilled because that was something that almost went in the scrap pile if it wasn't for her and the help of our community. Yeah. And I've been selling a lot of the vintage stuff, so it was nice, but it was good to know what to do with that damaged stuff. And I also sold a typewriter on Facebook Marketplace. I think I might have talked about this on Sunday, but I'm excited about my Facebook Marketplace local sales. But it's turned into not a local sale. The woman said, "Hey, can you hold this for me?" I said, "No, I can't. I can't." She said, "I'm going to be in your area on the 25th of June." I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't hold it, but here's the link to the eBay listing. If you want to purchase it there as local pickup, and that way, we're all set." She went ahead. She did that. That was awesome. I was happy to get rid of that big boxy typewriter. So she'll be picking it up soon, hopefully.
And you don't have to ship it.
And I don't have to ship it. Yes. Yes. Love it. I love the eBay local pickup. I think it's really cool. I think it's super underutilized, but I really do like it.
Look at Vanessa's like, I think I have a store credit. Yes, Vanessa. We even like our country consignment store credits.
Yeah. Yes, she does. Yes, she does. Yeah, we get loyalty points, store credit. It's fun. I put pictures up of the caftan and the typewriter. So there that is.
That is so pretty.
Yeah, it's my favorite color, green. I was just in love with that. And there's the typewriter.
Yes.
Very cool looking, royal 1952. I forget what the style of it is, but yeah, very neat. And yeah, so so I sold a ton of low dollar value items. I mean, more low dollar value items than I think I have ever sold over the course of a month. It was insane. So like my actual numbers of items sold was pretty similar, even though my sales were down 42%, which is crazy. I don't know if that is how people are shopping now, because we have a mix in the store. It usually balances out. This month was very unbalanced, a lot of low dollar value items sold, which, that's fine. I like having that. I like it. Keeps my numbers up in case I get a ding or something like that on eBay, and just keeps the volume, keeps things moving. But it was just that shift into all those lower dollar value items was a little shocking. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Did you see that as well? Yeah.
I did. Yeah. I haven't had a lot of bigger, it has been a lot of little things. I'm going to share my screen here if it's going to let me.
Oh, fun.
So one of my favorite things, though, and I keep telling everybody this, is post your Garfields, because, it's because all right, we'll zoom in. Is that zooming in? This was a 3-ring binder. It was from the 90s. I had it listed for $19 everywhere else, and I marked things up. So I had it listed for $29 on Etsy, and it did sell, plus shipping. But the thing I wanted to say was, I noticed I get stuff with the codes that you can do, the like automatic coupons, and a lot of people don't realize that if Etsy has automatic coupons. Can you see my coupons here, my coupon page?
Yeah, that's really cool.
I want to make sure I was sharing enough. Yeah, so there is a spot in here when you go to marketing and you go to offers. There's a way that you can set up, and it will specifically ask you these 3 things. When somebody abandons their cart, you can set up, and I named it Never Forget, and they get 15% off. And then after they have received their order, that gives you a thank you coupon. And I don't remember how much I do for that, 20% off. And then this one is when someone favorites an item, I think I send them an automatic 10% off. Yeah, 10%. So the abandoned cart one gets a lot, and so does the favorited item one. So it's all automatic once you set it up. I set up the 10, 15, and 20%, and then Etsy takes care of the rest. I don't have to send anything or do anything. But it just seems like not very many people know that is set up in Etsy. So
you know what's going to happen right now, right? Since I'm setting up Etsy or getting my Etsy relaunched in the next week or two, I'm going to go ahead and request a tutorial on that. Just add it to your list.
I was going to say, yeah, we'll add that to the list for sure. Yeah. After the garage sale.
After the garage sale, put it in your mind sparkle list.
Yeah, right. Oh, I wanted to thank you, Gina. Yes, everybody hit that like button,
thanks,
please.
Gina.
So I bought myself a new necklace the other day when I was at a craft show, farmers market type thing. And they're the same people that made my Uperlite necklace that my mom got me a decade ago, which I couldn't find because I was going to show everybody. But the thing that was really cool to me, it was the first time I'd ever went to that and met those women. And as I was looking at their beautifully displayed table, I'm like crouching down, I'm looking inside the things. I have never seen, some people have seen these, and this is old news to you, but some people haven't. And I think they're cool. So these displays, there's like a film in here, like a saran wrap type thing. And they have a little stand that come with them. And they just go on there. So for anybody that has vendors or brick and mortars, or you do pop-ups or whatever, these are so cool. And the thing that really stood out to me was she goes, "Oh, honey, don't crouch down. Just pick them up. You can touch them. They're not breakable because they look like glass when you're just looking at them and stuff.
Yeah.
Just pick them up, touch them. The prices are on the bottom once you pick them up or whatever. And when you buy a piece of their art, so I bought this pendant and a cord. When you buy one, they give you the thing with it because, and the lady was so sweet when she said this, she goes, because it's not just a necklace, it's artwork. And when you're not wearing it and showing off our artwork on your neck, I want you to show it off in your home. Put it on your mantle, put it on a shelf, show everybody how beautiful this is. Yes! I just the way she said it and the way she was like so confident and loving her stuff, I was like, heck yeah, that's awesome.
Brilliant.
So I thought that was really cool. And yeah, they give you one with purchase. So I love it.
Oh, all right. That is
wishing
neat.
I sold jewelry at pop-ups now so I could get some of these and be as passionate as she was.
Tommy thought it was a bug display.
Well, I mean,
I would use it for that.
You could put those in there. It's very delicate. Like it's basically just like thick saran wrap that's tight in there. You can put whatever you want inside of it. It was really cool. Now I can't get this.
Gina, I have seen them. I'll look it up. I'm going to put it on my list to look up because I know I have seen them advertised, and I don't know whether it was the store supply warehouse. I forget. I'm going to put that on my list. All right.
Also,
Tommy said she assumes we start at 9 a.m. No, we started at noon Eastern. No,
which is definitely 9 a.m. for him. Yes. But I'm glad that you caught us. We don't ever get to see you on your live. I love that their business name, it was a mother and daughter, was Am I Dreamin'? Which I look at that and say Michigan. Like I automatically in my head say Michigan Dreamin'.
Oh, right. And I was like, that sounds cool. Like it sounds like Am I Dreaming? Am I Dreaming?
Right. You know? Then I said that and I was like, oh, that makes way more sense. That's adorable. Yeah.
Yes, all right. Our daughter speaks about jewelry in the same way. It's a piece of artwork. Boy, I wish I had it for that fancy reproduction brooch I had. I wish I had one of those boxes to ship it in. Like anything over whatever $200 gets a fancy box.
Right?
I don't know.
I like it. See. Mm-hmm. We could do that. I don't put that much time and effort into jewelry, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I do a lot of jewelry. And I love it. That's what I love. I love the fact that it takes up like no space. It's easy to list. It's fun. It's
You'd
sparkly and
you'd think I
pretty.
would like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, so
I
the
like to
Garfield thing.
try it. Yes,
So that's
Garfield.
like a little bolo.
Garfield.
You're dropping bolos here. What do you think? You're on the
Dropping
Pure Hustle
bolos.
podcast here or what?
Oh, well, Garfield movie came out or is out or was out or will be out. I don't know, but there is a new Garfield movie and Garfield stuff is selling. So
Yeah.
get your Garfield out there. Mm-hmm.
So I did, inspired by you, on my Sunday, I did a pop-up sale. I have a set of those 3 McDonald's Garfield mugs. You know the ones I'm talking about. Or
Yes.
they were before
Yep.
your time, but yeah. So we had those at my house. But these aren't mine. Somebody else can sign them, but they were super fun. Oh, and like I said, my daughter has a bunch of Garfield stuff. She's loved Garfield forever. I'm gonna see if she
But you
wants
also
to.
said she wasn't going to give
Yeah,
any
I
of
was
it
gonna
up.
say I'm gonna have a little chat with her about that. I guess if her funds get low enough, she doesn't have a job until January. So if her funds get low enough, she might.
Except if she waits, it's hard with stuff like this. Like Barbie went on for like 6 months when Barbie was hot. But Garfield, I mean, especially since my nephew said, was it my nephew? I heard somebody say the movie was not good. So it might flop, like it might be a trend for like a week and then it's not, but you never know. Just as Emma said, as soon as she thinks she's going to sell it, it's not going to be worth anything. I don't know.
Yeah, she had, so little story about her. She has a really keen eye. Like when we would go to Goodwill, but she would buy things not to resell, just for herself. And she's picked up like some insane stuff. And at our local consignment place, she picked up this crystal. She was into calligraphy, so it's like an ink jar and a thing on a crystal tray. It was worth a couple $100. I think she paid $5 for it.
Nice.
She wouldn't sell it. She kept it. I mean, it's probably lost now somewhere in the depths of her room or just got disposed of in the move, but that just kills me. It hurts my soul. I was like, you can get a couple $100 for this thing. Like, why won't you sell it? Well, I like it. What? I don't understand this.
Oh,
but then again, I'll sell anything. I hear her walking around upstairs. She probably hears me talking about her.
I still have it. You can totally sell it.
I still have
did
it.
you hear what she said? I still have it. You can totally sell it. She did hear me.
Probably worth nothing now. Nothing.
Oh. Polish that
like, that's a
baby up.
great
Get
idea.
it listed today. Just when you think you're alone.
Right?
I can't say anything around here. No, it's fun. Yeah, I think Barbie, did you put that up there already? Plus, I think Barbie has a bigger fan base than Garfield, so your market is smaller to start with. I think, yes, that's definitely true. Smaller fan base with Garfield, but Garfield collectors are like pretty rabid, right? Rabid, huh? Cat, but
I was gonna say hardcore.
Hardcore is the correct word. Yeah.
Rabid. So. Wow. We have rabies. Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Consignment Chats, where we intend our puns at all times. I'll never say, I don't think I've ever said once in my life, pun not intended. I'm like, if there's a pun, man, right? I'm taking credit for it and I am going to intend it. I'm never saying
I'm always telling Libby she's so punny.
I try. All right, so June, as we wrap this up, because we have our come list with us in our Patreon, which is just we do live listings on Wednesday afternoons. We just get together and we work.
Yep, I just shared the link if you guys want to check that out. There is a 7-day free trial, I believe. So if you join the Patreon, you can try it out. Try before you buy. So
yeah, definitely. So looking forward to June. All right, when we come back here
Yeah.
next month, what are we putting out there in the universe to manifest for this month of June?
Molly lists the freaking train. And hopefully
All
it
right.
sells. Definitely she lists it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going to put out in the universe that my sales are going to be back on track. My income's going to be back on track the way it has been for the past year. And I'm really going to hit hard my Shopify and live selling and all of that good stuff, and growing a community of circular conscious people and keeping on remembering my mission and making sure what I'm doing ties back to that. Yeah.
Especially when we're in a deficit like this, like it's hard. Like you just want to list, and I find myself maybe getting a little greedy or desperate, or you got to find that balance, and just telling myself my mission and remembering that like really centers me for a lot of stuff. So everybody should have a mission statement, and it should speak to you. It should speak to you. It should speak to your customers, your consigners, and it should ground you, because that's what mine does. Mine reminds me I'm giving used items a second life at an affordable price.
Yes. Okay. The why is so important. And if you haven't joined the C Chats book club, we are reading Think and Grow Rich. We've did a lot of talking this week at our meeting. It is a free private community on Facebook. You can also access it through our free Patreon. It's totally free. We do a different book every quarter. We're doing Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill now, which is the basis for most motivational speakers, most self-help business, self-improvement books. We're going back to the basics, but we're doing a lot of chatting about missions and why it's good to have one, and how are you going to manifest anything if you don't know what you want? Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we're kind of at that point now, but come join us. You can jump in anytime. It's a lot of fun. We totally geek out. I'm just speaking for myself. I'm not saying everybody is geeky that goes to the book club. I geek out. All right. Are we ready to wrap this up, my friends?
I am.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you all for joining us. And I hope everybody has an awesome month. But join us on our lives. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, that notification button, so you can catch us when we're live, and share your expertise and knowledge with us. And hopefully come for a couple laughs as well.
Yes.
All right. You have your cup there?
Cheers.
Cheers to the tuna packet. Cheers.
Team Miracle Whip.